Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy yourself.
This is a story of Anwar Khan, a kite maker, and his first-hand realization of a life lesson. Anwar Khan had always been a man of tomorrows. Tomorrow, he would visit his childhood friend in the next town. Tomorrow, he would start writing the book he had been dreaming of for years. Tomorrow, he would take his grandson, Yusuf, to the open fields and teach him how to fly a kite, just as his father had once taught him. But this so-called tomorrow never came. At 65, Anwar sat on the wooden balcony of his home in the old quarter of Jaipur, staring at the unfinished kite stacked in the corner of his workshop. His family had been kite makers for generations, crafting delicate, vibrant paper wings that danced in the sky. But in recent years, Anwar had lost his passion. The weight of daily life, the habit of delaying dreams, had dulled the colors of his once fiery spirit. "Grandfather," Yusuf's voice broke his thoughts. The boy, barely 10, held a dusty old kite in his hands. "Can we fly this today?" Anwar smiled weakly. "Not today, Yusuf. Maybe tomorrow." Yusuf's face shrunk. He had heard that answer too many times. He nodded, placed the kite on the table, and ran off to play with the neighborhood children. That night, as Anwar lay in bed, he dreamed of his father, standing in a golden field, his turban catching the breeze. "Anwar," his father called. "The sky waits for no man. Fly while you can." Anwar woke with a start. His heart pounded as he sat up, staring at the stacks of unfinished kites. He thought of the days he had allowed to slip away, the moments he had postponed, the joy he had promised to himself and others, but never embraced for oneself nor gave it to others. And for the first time in years, Anwar did not say again, "tomorrow." Instead, he rose with the first light of dawn. He carefully selected a kite, one of the last he had crafted with his own hands. It was a magnificent creation, deep blue with gold-trimmed edges, its tail flowing like a river in the wind. He knocked on Yusuf's door. The boy rubbed his sleepy eyes and blinked in confusion. "Come, Yusuf," Anwar said with a twinkle in his eye. "Today, we will fly this." Yusuf hesitated, then broke into a grin. "Really, grandfather? Really?" They walked through the narrow alleys of Jaipur, past homes where morning fires burned and the scent of chai and fresh bread filled the air. The town was waking up, but Anwar felt as if he was waking up, too, after years of sleepwalking through life. When they reached the open fields, the morning sky stretched endlessly before them, pale blue with streaks of soft pink and gold. The air carried the crispness of early spring, and a gentle breeze whispered across the grass. Anwar handed the spool of string to Yusuf and knelt beside him. "Flying a kite is like living a good life," he said. "You must feel the wind, understand it. Let it lift the kite, but keep your grip firm. Life is like this, Yusuf. You must hold on, but you must also let go." Yusuf frowned slightly, trying to grasp his grandfather's words, but he nodded and held the kite tightly. "Ready?" Anwar asked. Yusuf nodded again. "Run!" The boy sprinted across the field, the kite trailing behind him, bobbing uncertainly before catching the wind. And then, just like that, it lifted, soaring into the morning sky. Yusuf let out a joyful laugh. "It's flying, grandfather. It's really flying." Anwar watched, his heart swelling with something he hadn't felt in years, a deep, unshakable contentment. This moment, this fleeting joy, was what he had been waiting for long. But then, a sudden gust of wind snapped the string from Yusuf's fingers. The kite twisted, wavered, and drifted higher, untethered. "Grandfather!" Yusuf cried. Anwar laughed, a deep, hearty laugh that startled even himself. "Let it go, Yusuf. Look how free and happy it is." They watched as the kite danced in the wind, disappearing into the golden morning. That evening, Anwar sat in his balcony, sipping chai as he watched the sunset paint the sky in fiery oranges and purples. His hands, once rough with years of kite-making, now felt light, almost as if the burden of all those tomorrows had finally lifted. When Yusuf climbed onto his lap, he looked up at his grandfather with wide, thoughtful eyes. "Why were you happy when the kite flew away?" Anwar smiled. "Because it had its moment, Yusuf. It flew as high as it could, and it was beautiful while it lasted. That's what matters." Yusuf was quiet for a moment. Then he whispered, "Will we fly kites again tomorrow?" Anwar chuckled, ruffling the boy's hair. "No, my dear boy. We will fly kites today." From that day on, Anwar no longer spoke of tomorrow. He visited his childhood friend in the next town. He started writing his book. He spent every evening teaching Yusuf how to fly higher, not just with kites, but in life itself. And when the festival of Makar Sankranti arrived, a festival of kites, wind, and dreams, Anwar and Yusuf stood side by side, their arms raised to the sky, their kites soaring above the rooftops of Jaipur. The old man had finally learned the truth. Life is the wind beneath our kites. It will carry us only for so long as we want. The key is to fly high and free while we can. Moral of the story. The story teaches us the importance of living in the present and not postponing our dreams, joys, or relationships for a tomorrow that may never come. Many people, like Anwar, fall into the habit of saying, "I will do it later," without realizing that time moves forward relentlessly. Life, like the wind beneath a kite, offers us moments of opportunity, but if we wait too long, the wind may change, and we may lose our chance forever. Anwar's transformation shows that happiness is not found in distant plans or unfulfilled promises, but in embracing the present and making the most of every moment. By finally choosing to act now instead of delaying, he not only finds joy for himself, but also passes this wisdom on to his grandson, Yusuf. The act of flying the kite becomes a metaphor for life. One must balance control and freedom, knowing when to hold on and when to let go. The lesson is clear: do not let life pass you by while waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Whether it's pursuing a dream, expressing love, or creating memories, what we do today is what truly shapes our lives. Seize the day before the wind carries your opportunities away.
Thanks for watching and enjoying our inspiring videos. If you like our stories, do pool in your likes and wonderful comments about your views. Also, don't forget to subscribe now for more interesting content. Have a nice day. Let's meet again soon. Take care.